Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. All right. And if there's anything that you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, 9 of Pentacles, making a lot of progress in our life right now. And this is nice. The 9 is all about the process. It's all about the production, the generation of things. Not the things in themselves, but how we are creating them. Let's put it into some context. 2 of Swords, 8 of Wands, the Moon energy, okay. 6 of Pentacles, the Death card, the Universe card, 5 of Pentacles, okay. Princess of Swords, and the Princess of Discs. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like you're generating this kind of abundance in your life, and you really have the potential to transform. This is the Death card and the card of really of the raw material, right? The absolute untouched abundance around you. And you have the ability right now to transform this into, well, into anything and everything. This is nice. I feel like this is a sign, you know? I feel that we have these major arcana cards here for a reason. The Moon and this Death card into this free, boundless universe card here. And not only do we have, because this is kind of the world or the universe as the archetype, but this is the manifestation of it. This is kind of everything and anything. This is the infinite above, and now it is becoming the infinite below. Everything is manifesting for you. This is really nice. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we are just going to set it right here. We're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card. Not until the very end, okay? But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your predictions down in the comments below. Okay, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Okay, I think it'll be fun. Let's take a look around the room again. We've got our major. We've got some fire. We don't have any water. I think that feels to me like that's the only thing that this is missing is the water. We've got a lot of earth energy, right? Earth. This is the entire earth, the entire universe here. Okay. And we do have a little bit of air. But the air we have is not bad at all. We have kind of the best cards here. We have the best air cards for sure. We've got some pretty decent earth energies. And the major arcana, while they do look a little bit daunting, there is this element of the unknown. There is this element of almost of like this darkness, this kind of mystery in your life. And I feel as if what you're doing with your life is something for which there is no precedent. You know, we've had this feeling before for you, Aquarius, so it's nothing new. It's this idea of a divine mission, of something that you're kind of at the cutting edge of something, and that really could be, no pun intended, the cutting edge with these swords. That you are transcending anything that's ever been done before. And you are generating such a magnificent world. It feels like it kind of is, world changing, right? It feels like you're discovering the very innermost or essentialmost, the most foundational process of life, right? Kind of a master of life and death, a master of the universe. You are the true alchemist, it seems. I do feel like we need a little more water energy in here, though. But right now we've got just a little bit of heat coming from below, right? We've got a little bit of this fire, and I think this is really what's cooking everything. Yeah. And, we might just need to then kind of take on the next process and add a little bit of water to things. But for now, we've got the fire kind of heating up all the earth. And I think that you are really following your intuition for whatever work you're doing. When I say work, I don't just mean career. I don't mean your job. I don't mean what you're doing for money. I don't mean romance. I don't mean spirituality. I mean life, right? When I say our work or what we're working on, we're all working on something. We're all working on life, right? Whether your focus is career or creativity or love, family, romance, right? Whatever it is, you're focused on giving back to the community. You're focused on your divine mission. You're focused on what kind of world you're manifesting. If this is your ideal world, this is that ideal world in reality, right? You're manifesting it. And I think ultimately what's happening here is that you are, you're going to receive all of the raw materials that you need, okay? Whatever this is, let's say it's a business, right? You're going to get the resources you need. The parts that you need, they're going to come in. Someone, maybe there's a benefactor, maybe there is just some kind of energy coming in that's going to give you all of the resources you need. You need financial resources. It's almost like you need the lumber to build your universe, right? You need the molecules and the atoms. You need all of those, the building blocks. You need all of the energy. In order to generate what you're doing. This is kind of a, I don't know, this is the printing press. This is your interaction with the world, with this raw material that is creating something. Okay. So I feel like you're very much focused on the visible signs of progress right now. Right? You want to make sure the machine's working. So you have to let it run, and you have to get a few parts out of the other side, and you got to kind of inspect them, right? Do your quality assurance to see how things are going, right? So for you, it's all about the machine, and it's something I think that you want to keep it running. You want it to be like a perpetual motion machine, right? You want to just kind of be able to set it up in such a way that it just does its own thing with minimal attention, right? But in order to do that, you have to approach it every once in a while, and you have to take a look at what it's doing and say, yeah, looks good. Keep doing it. And then you can walk away and go take a coffee break or something, Because I feel like you're working on something that no one has really done before. That doesn't feel like there's anyone that you could ask for help, especially with the Two of Swords. It's something that you're kind of following your own star here. You're following your own guide. You're learning as you go. And what we're really doing with the Two of Swords is we're trying to fight off any kind of doubt that the world we are creating isn't working, or it's not going to work, or we're somehow wrong. We've got these two air cards, swords cards. The princess here, and this is in the position of what we don't need, or what we don't want. And this is really representing any kind of doubt coming in that could affect this harmony that we have now, because this is a real intuition here with the Two of Swords. Right? Your heart and your mind are together, kind of resonating together, and you're just getting this kind of intuitive knowledge, all of this this spiritual download. It's just the starlight that's coming into your life. And you're just able to follow that. And we don't want anything to come in to upset the balance of these two swords. If these get out of alignment, then the whole frequency is lost, right? It's like two antennae that they have to be tuned just right. If you bump one of them, right, you're going to lose the picture. That sort of thing. It wasn't always that clear for you. Here's that moon energy. This is behind you. You have been willing to take risks. Okay. And again, I don't know if you're doing something that is career related, if you're building a business, if you're building a family, if this is relationship stuff, if you're building finances, wealth, right? Whatever you're working on. Maybe you're involved with some community organization. Maybe you're giving back in some way. Whatever it is that you do with your time, okay? It wasn't always that clear to you. This moon energy is telling me that you had to kind of venture into the unknown. You had to step into uncharted territory here. And it's paying off. I'm going to tell you that. I think this is a sign. This is a sign that what you did here, that risk that you took, that venturing into the unknown was worth it. That it was the right move. Yeah. Because this, again, it's the darkness. This is you kind of stepping through this dark doorway. You don't know what's on the other side until you get there. Well, you're getting there now, right? You're seeing all of the abundance, all of the life, all of the growth, all of the potential that's on the other side of that. So this could be taking a risk with, getting into a certain industry, making an investment of time, making an investment, maybe a financial investment, an investment of energy or love or attention. Yeah. We even see the Five of Pentacles in the position of the environment. This is the investment. This is your willingness to move money around, right? We don't, there's a reason why most of us are kind of scared of the stock market, right? And this is just a metaphor. This isn't a financial reading, right? I'm not qualified to give any kind of financial advice, right? Trust me, you wouldn't want that from me anyway. But the Five of Pentacles is that risk. We don't want to invest our money because then it's gone, right? And we don't know if we're getting it back or when we're getting it back. But I think that you've taken that step into the unknown. This is the investment. Maybe time, maybe money, energy, attention, love, right? Maybe all of these things. You're willing to suffer a little bit of uncertainty now because you know what you're doing now, or you intuitively know what you're doing, right? You're figuring it out as you go. You're on the cutting edge. You're the one blazing the trail. You're the one that's kind of cutting your way through the jungle, like we see with the Death card here in the future position. This looks like somebody who's kind of cutting their way through the jungle, right? No one has been down this trail before. And this is true in a very general sense. No one has been down your life path before. Every moment, right, our interface with the world, right now, this conscious moment that we're in, is the razor, the bleeding edge of our lives. Yeah. And every moment, every just nanosecond, every it's kind of an infinite moment, right? Is us cutting through the jungle of our own lives, forging our own way, creating our own path. So in a very general way, we're all doing this, but I think you're doing so consciously. I think you can see this truth in your life. And maybe this is a business, maybe it's an invention. I don't know what you're up to. I don't think I have a rich enough imagination to conceive of what you're doing, but it's bleeding edge. Okay? Bleeding edge. Probably something technical, probably something with computers or something, and I don't know that I'm really keeping up on all the technology. I need to do better with that. But anyway, we've got a Six of Pentacles up here at the top. And this to me is this is the ideal. This is the light. This is the star above you. Okay? And this is what you're trying to follow. And this is a system that you're creating where everything has to be just perfectly aligned. This is kind of like the Starlink satellites. If one of them gets bumped, right? If they just get a little bit further away from each other, the whole thing is gone, right? It's a very precise system. And it's one, I think, where everything has to be given its equal attention, but everything is unique, right? And this is life in general for you. This is you having a life. This card is called material success. It's the 6 of Pentacles. It's beauty and harmony in your environment, in your world, in your life, right? Not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, creatively, spiritually. You want every aspect of your life to kind of grow in proportion. Everything gets their equal dose of sunlight and water and plant food or whatever. Everything has its equal opportunity to grow. That's why it's a circle, right? Everything, there's not one thing at the head of the table. Everything is equal, right? And this is the kind of life that we aspire to. And now this has something to do with the business that you're in or the project you're working on. And I think it also means that there's a type of cooperation. It's kind of one of these things where everything has to come together at just the right time. All the people have to show up it's a lot of coordination, right? And there's not one thing that's any more important than any other thing. And this is something difficult to orchestrate, right? And I think that's what you're doing. Now, underneath it all, we have some anxiety. Here's the 8 of Wands underneath everything. This is your creativity. This is your desire to. This is kind of like your ambition in a way, because this is something that just wants to. It wants to move. It wants to create. You've got so many ideas. You've got so much energy. You're so enthusiastic. But you've got to hold back. You've got to restrain yourself. We want this to be, it has to be perfect harmony, it has to be in order. So we're keeping this excitement in check. This is the kid that is so excited for Christmas morning, but you can't wake up days and days and days early for Christmas. You've got to hold that excitement in, until whatever time. I used to, when I was a kid, I remember I'd set I had one of those old Casio databank wristwatches, and I used to set my alarm for 3 a.m. on Christmas morning, and it'd beep, wake me up. I'd tiptoe out of bed, and I would just go sit in the living room, and I'd plug the Christmas tree in, and I would just sit there for another probably 4 hours until everybody else woke up. And then because it's that much excitement. Like you're the one that shows up early, very, very early, because this is your baby. And I think it's these kind of early morning hours. If you're someone that does that, you kind of wake up at the early morning hours. Sometimes with the 8 of Wands, this is finding the most fertile time for you to be creative. A lot of progress in the 8s. Right, because they kind of fold back in on themselves. This is an energy that can really just kind of explore different creative ideas. I think that you make sure to block time out for yourself to do that. You kind of, you make sure you get this in. And this is just the kind of a free time, right, to explore ideas. And maybe it's in the middle of the night. Maybe it's like 3 a.m. or something. That's kind of everything's quiet. Right, the world is kind of quieted down, and you can just allow your mind to kind of dance around and fold in on itself and come up with these new ideas. And that might be how you're really tapping into this intuition and understanding kind of what comes next. Then you wake up in the morning and you go into your work or your school or wherever. And you know what the next kind of, cutting edge thing is going to be in this work that you do. And I really am wondering what what this is that you're doing. We're going to move to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to also ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Doesn't cost you anything, right? Totally free. And leave some comments for me. I really do enjoy hearing from all of you. Lately, I've been having a lot of fun reading where all of you are watching from, because we have viewers from all over the world, and it's really fascinating. Everyone kind of checks in, where they're. Don't dox yourself or anything, but like what side of the world you're on. It's really fascinating to me. Speaking of the world, the very next card is that world energy. So this is something for you, whatever it is you're working on, is really going to lift any kind of restrictions on your life. You're experiencing this work, this project, as a type of freedom. Freedom to innovate, freedom to explore, freedom to manifest the kind of life that you want in whatever realm we're talking about here. You're finding balance, but you're finding freedom. You're finding an absence of restrictions. And this is because you're at that cutting edge. You're the one pushing the boundaries. You're the one cutting through the jungle. You're the one clearing the space, so to speak, right? And there might be a slight feeling of loneliness or isolation here with this card. This is the cold vastness of space sometimes. So it might be a little bit lonely at the bleeding edge. Maybe that's why we need some of this water energy, because we don't have any of it. What we've got is a lot of earth, right? A lot of kind of this business or this very productive attitude, And we talked about the Five of Pentacles here. And this is in the position of the environment. This is in the position of your relationships. It almost feels like even your relationships with other people, you're looking at as this kind of investment, And that's fine, because we do need to invest in other people, But I think we need to also bring in some of that water energy to feel our relationships, to have the deeper connections, right, that I think we really do want. Otherwise, we may end up feeling a little isolated. And this, I think, the Five of Pentacles is also talking about the shift in your physical environment. Things are really changing. I don't know, maybe you're an architect or something. But I feel like there's a lot of movement around you, right? That it's almost a feeling that things are in a little bit of a disarray. As we're investing in things now, where things can be chaos now, because we're creating this beauty and stability, right? Going from a 5 to a 6, 5 to a 6. So we're working to create this kind of beauty and harmony, but to do that, we've got to reposition things, right? We've got to shake things up. And I think for most people, this is enough to cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry. And maybe you're feeling a little bit of that with this Eight of Wands down here. Maybe it's a little bit of maybe it does keep you up at night. Right, keeps you in your mind. It's like you're always trying to think of new things, because this could be worrisome. If we don't have a plan, if we don't have the ideas, then this might start to worry us a little bit, that things are kind of shifting, things are uncertain. You might have a lot of energy, a lot of money, time, resources invested in other things, tied up in other things right now. So we've got to continue to do the work in order to stabilize this and get that 6 that we want. But the main thing that you need to avoid, I think, is doubting yourself, doubting your abilities. Don't let anything pull you down from this kind of tuned in energy that you've got with the Two of Swords here. It feels like a Two of Wands because of this electricity that I'm kind of sensing, but don't let anything put the doubts in you. Don't let anything bump into these two antennae. Okay, so that's what we're avoiding here with the Princess of Swords, is any kind of doubt, right? Any kind of second guessing. Now, it's not the same kind of second guessing that we might experience with this Eight of Wands. This is the mind kind of turning in on itself, the creativity, because we need that. we need to have doubts in the sense of like, how can I improve what I'm thinking about? How can I use my imagination? We need to do it in a creative way. But what we're talking about here with the air energies is feeling like you're not good enough, you're on the wrong path, you're doing the wrong thing. We need to maintain this peace of mind with the Two of Swords that allows you to get that kind of intuition, right? That allows you to kind of to see the way forward or to feel your way through the jungle and not try to really use your physical senses, right? It's just kind of like closing your eyes like, like Skywalker in the original Star Wars movies, 1977. He put on the blinding helmet, the blackout helmet, and he was able to just use the Force, right, and sense where to swing the lightsaber, and when he was doing the training kind of thing on the Millennium Falcon. Anyway, I digress. That's what we're feeling here with the death energy and the Two of Swords, right? It's not trying to really see your way forward, but to feel it, right? To be guided by that intuition, because this is right on the cutting edge of your life. And this is the jungle that you're cutting through, the Princess of Pentacles. This is all the raw material of life. This is everything in every moment. This is all of the impressions, all of the energy around us right now. Our senses only take in a really tiny bit of what's all around us. And this is everything that's all around you. So what you're doing with this lightsaber, with this death energy, and with this Two of Swords is kind of knowing what to focus on, knowing what things in your environment you need, knowing where to swing the lightsaber. Because there's so much around us in the world. What do you focus on? What are you supposed to utilize? And what is just kind of junk? One person's trash is another person's treasure. There's no kind of intrinsic value in any of this. It's whatever is useful to you in the work that you're doing right now, but you have to be the one to kind of feel your way through this. And this is the infinite resource. This is the infinite universe around us. Whether it's the electromagnetism, this kind of this idea of energy, right? It's the abundant resources, right? In a very in a metaphysical way, in a very practical way. This is everything that's available to you, everything that's kind of at your disposal in life. What do you need? What do you focus on? How do you walk into a thrift store or walk into an auto parts store or any store and decide what it is that you actually need? Everything is here. What are you going to put in your shopping cart, At the same time, this card is also the manifestation of the infinite universe, the heavens, now becoming a reality. So when we take these two cards, whatever your vision is, whatever your idea of heaven is, you're manifesting it on earth through all of these kinds of energies. And that's what is really, I think, really significant. So I feel like this reading is really a sign. This reading is meant to find you, to tell you that you are manifesting your heaven on earth. The infinite universe is becoming a reality, is manifesting before you. I want to look at the mystery card. I want some water energy here. I want to feel like this is... I want to feel the passion. I want to feel the love, right? I want to feel that you are connected with this in that kind of deeper spiritual sense. I want to feel that it is your destiny, that what you're trying to manifest is important to you, right? In a way that's, I don't know, maybe more obvious, or in a way that's more interpersonal, I guess, right? So I want there to be some water energy. I don't care if it's an ace, 9, a 10. It could be a 5, 6, 7. I don't care what. I just want some water energy. If you feel like you know what this card is, put your answer down in the comments. All right. Let's take a look here. Maybe the Empress even would be okay, but I want some cups. Ah, there we go. Whew. That's a relief. That's a relief. We got 6 cups. And this is all about pleasure, right? This is all about exchanging love energy with someone. This is kind of saying that you've got this 3 of cups within you, this abundance, right? This ability to create loving relationships, deep, meaningful, significant, spiritual, emotional bonds with people. You've got this ability in you. And you're finding something externally. You're finding another 3 of cups out there somewhere to make that connection, right? And so this is really good. This is telling me that you're connecting, not only connecting with your work, your working, right, whatever you're doing, you're connecting with that in a very meaningful way, that you enjoy this, that this is meaningful to you, that this is a purpose-driven life. But you're also making connections with other people, right? And I think that you're someone who probably values quality over quantity. So if there is this feeling of kind of isolation now, I don't think you mind it, right? Because I think you're looking for those right connections. Maybe you don't have a lot of time. So if you're going to, hook up with someone, form a bond, right, have a personal relationship with someone, I feel like it has to be almost perfect, right? It has to be the right person. It has to be someone in whom you can see the potential. It goes back to your ability to be on the cutting edge and this kind of investment energy that you have. You can see that they have a 3 of cups in them that is a good match for your 3 of cups. And together you make this beauty and this harmony. And this really connects with the 6 of Pentacles as well. Because this is the right kind of physical relationships. This is the right kind of spiritual, emotional relationships. And this is you sharing your gift, sharing your time, sharing your energy with someone, family, friends, a romantic person, whoever, right? But finding those opportunities to share of yourself, to create these loving, magical moments with people. So this is good. We've got the water energy. I think this is perfect. It's really nice. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just Aquarius, but for every sign. I am here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Come back and see me again tomorrow. Okay? I'll have a new Aquarius reading for you every Monday and every Thursday. Okay, but you can come back every day, right? It's fine. There's plenty of room. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Again, it's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.